I'm Pink.
My name is Selena.
And our last name is Davis. We both are originally from Chicago, Illinois, in the USA. Well, we came here to establish local churches, either through starting the church from scratch, or assisting a church, or help recover a church that's about to close their doors. Right now, I'm involved with a church called Cornerstone Baptist Church. For me, it's just being with the people, diversity of people, and just really trying to become like the people and their laid-back attitude. The phrase you always hear here is no worries, which is both good and bad, because when it's time to start church, it's like everyone's kind of 15 minutes late because no worries.
I agree with Pink. Just being with the people and getting to know people on a different level. And like I said, as you are going, most of the people that are that I've spoken to or that are acquaintances of mine in the country are from the grocery store and the butcher shop and the Chinese takeaway. And August of 2010, I found out that I had multiple sclerosis. The green prescription program was something that I asked my doctor to put me on. It's something that New Zealand has put in place for people who are seeking to better their health. Really, I wanted to use that program as a stepping stone to share Christ with people. This coming Thursday, I have an opportunity to speak to the class just to let them know the actual weight loss journey that I've been on. I've been on that for years. And hopefully I'll get to share a little bit about, Jesus Christ.
We are here until God kicks us out. And basically, we're here until God leads us somewhere else. And we want to be obedient to the will of God, and we know that He wants us to glorify Him by ministering to others. Right now, that's New Zealand, and it may not be in 4 years. It may not be tomorrow. I don't know when we're going to go home to be with Him, go home to heaven, but as far as we could tell, we'll be here for the next 3 years because we just received our work visas. The church that we're working with right now, I'm praying that in 2 or 3 years that we'll be part of a team that's going to plant a church from this church. That's kind of our goal right now, is to move towards that. Identify an area where there's a need for a church, and then look to how to establish a local church in that area. We want to see people saved. We want them to grow in their walk with God. We want them to mature. We want them to love the Lord every day. Again, I think the biggest things I learned in the ministry here is don't come with preconceived ideas and stick to those ideas. You got to be flexible. You got to come and be a servant, and you just got to come and say, Lord, how would you have me best glorify you? And it's been a humbling experience. My desire will be to preach every Sunday. I love to preach. I have a passion for proclaiming the Word of God and edifying and equipping the people by doing so. But I'm not here to always be up front. I'm here to be up front and behind the scenes and on the side. Many people say, well, I don't want to be a missionary. Well, God may not have you come to New Zealand. God may want you to stay in Urbanek Park. Or He may want you to stay in Chicago. Or He may want you right where you're at to be a missionary in that local place. But I think the mindset you have is, I want to serve God. I want to glorify God. I want to point people to God. I want people to see God living within me. That everything about me and everything I say it'll preach God. It'll preach the cross. It'll preach the gospel. Obviously, here in New Zealand, we need help. There's such a huge need here in New Zealand, and there's so many opportunities to work with so many people groups, and there's so many opportunities as far as potential ministries. But this is also needed all over the world. So I would ask of you, just make yourself available to whatever God may have for you. As they say, here in New Zealand, go down that path hard out and do your best unto the Lord. And you just gotta smile.